what is this SAP integration, why we use this, and at what scenarios we use this cloud integration. So as SAP cloud integration, it is a SaaS solution basically, which was provided by SAP. It is one of the module we can say HCI or CPI, anything CI. It's one of the module in SAP. We use this cloud integration especially to connect two systems. Like if we want to, for example, if there are two systems, let's say Amazon and Flipkart. If Amazon wants to send data to Flipkart, in that case, if there is a message transformation in the sense, in Amazon, let's say in one system, they maintain the data in one format. In other system, they maintain the data in a different format. So if Amazon sends the data directly to Flipkart using some APIs, in that case, Flipkart won't accept that because both the systems have different types of data format supporting. In that case, the CPA comes into the picture. We will collect the data from sender system, transform the message and pass that message to the target system. So basically we use this CI to transform the message and send the message from one system to other system. It can be any system like third party cloud applications, SAP on-premise system, SAP cloud systems, any database that we can connect to database. So it can be any system. So we use this CI just to transform the message and send it to the other system. Because of that purpose, we use this cloud integration. If there is no message transformation, if the both the systems okay with that data formats, if they are okay with that exact values, whatever the data coming from source, then in that case we no need to use this CI. They can use their own APIs to send their data in between two systems. Okay, so we use CI only when message transformation is required, then we use this. Yeah. If there is no transformation is required, then we no need to use this. Even and if they don't have any APS from source side, if they can't able to send the message directly to Flipkart or to third party system, in that case, again, this CI will come into the picture. Yeah. Okay, YC and current demand, yeah, to connect to SAP and non-SAP systems, third-party cloud applications, faster implementation compared to third-party tools, especially when we connect to SAP products like SuccessFactors is one of the product, SAP product, Concur, SAP Concur. If we want to connect to those systems, we already have predefined, pre-built integration flows so that we can utilize that to connect to the SAP products, SAP systems, you can say. Automatic updates and SAP backend support. If there is any issue, we can raise it to SAP. They will help us. And to replace the old PIPO systems. So earlier we used PIPO. Even right now also we are using PIPO, but that will be deprecated by 2030. PIPO is an on-premise. It's completely on-premise system. We use that PIPO to send the data from one system to other system. That is on-premise. So now the SAP CI is an advanced version, we can say. It is completely cloud. Most of the projects uses PIPO to send the data as it is an old system. And now everyone are migrated to CI. There are a lot of migration projects are going on. Going to CI by removing this PIPO systems completely because SAP itself doesn't support further, doesn't provide any updates, any releases for this PIPO by 2030. And middleware point of view, right now competitors are Bistock, MuleSoft. So these middlewares are there, but everyone are moving to CI because we have pre-built packages and we have SAP support. Now, when compared to other middlewares, it's very user friendly, I would say. Yeah, CI. Before developing any iFlows, basically iFlow in the sense, iFlow is a integration flow. If you see the image, it's just it's a graphical model. It have already predefined palette functions, we can say. Palette functions means it has a functionality like conversion, add connectors, content modifiers. These are predefined functionalities. We can simply drag and drop and uh, place that function in the graphical model. Like for example, in this image, if you see sender, content modifier, start, and HTTPS. HTTPS is a connector. we are connecting sender to start to modifying the content, simply end. We can connect end to receiver. This is like a graphical model. Simply drag and drop the existing palette functions. Palette functions is nothing but these things. Start is one of the palette function. Content modifier is one of the function. End. These are already we already have those functions. We no need to write the code to do this. We no need to write a code to convert the XML to JSON format. XML is one of the data format, and JSON is one of the data formats. Data formats are there. So IDoc, like that. So as I mentioned earlier, if one system supports data in XML, other system will support data in JSON. So in that case, we will use a XML to JSON converter palette function to convert this. This is one of the palette function we can directly use from the existing palette functions. We no need to write any code. Okay, this is basically an iFlow. We call it as an iFlow. Basically, it will collect the data from sender system, and we will do all the transformations and pass that message to the target system. So to enable this, we need a trial account because this CI cloud integration is one of the capability in the integration suite. Integration suite is one of the service that is available in the BTP. You see this? Yeah. BTP is a business technology platform, helps the business to build, integrate, and extend the applications in the cloud. This is a cloud application, SAP BTP. In BTP, we have many services. Services means, for example, integration suite is one of the service where we can subscribe to the service so that we can develop the iFlows. It is one of the service. So like integration suite, there are other services, alert notification, event mesh. Some other services are also there, but mostly we use integration suite service for developing the iFlows. So to develop the iFlow, we need to subscribe to the integration suite. For trial account, yeah, we can simply go to the BTP cockpit website. In that, we can log in or you can register with our personal mail ID. And in the subscriptions, if you see integration suite application, we subscribe. So once we subscribed, after that, we can assign some roles and authorizations to our email ID, and we can directly access the cloud integration. So basically in this BTP is a SaaS solution which has multiple services, but especially for CA, we use only service called integration suite. That's the only service we need to subscribe. So in the real-time projects, basically those who BTP admin, there will be a separate team, BTP admin team will reach out to SAP, all the subscription process about paid. These are in projects, it will be paid process. So main team will reach out to SAP and they will discuss on these plans, standard plan or different plans are there, like due to virtual memory. For example, for standard plan, they will set some space, some virtual memory. If we need more space, when we are developing iFlows, it will consume some space. So when we are developing more than 100 or 200, it will occupy more space and it will be out of space. In that case, BTP admin team will reach out to SAP to upgrade the plan, all these things. So this is basically to develop the iFlows. We have to enable the service in the BTP cockpit first. After that, we can utilize the cloud integration. This once we subscribe to integration suite, if we go to the integration suite application, there we have some options like capabilities. Cloud integration is one of the capability. API management is one other. This is for creating the APIs. Open access is one of the capability and integration advisor. We can the main important one is this cloud integration one. These are also important during the interview time. It will be an add-on if we're also aware of this API management and open connectors. So in this image, once we click on that integration suite link, that link is here. Integration suite. Once we click on this blue color integration suite application, this will open. All these options will be appear. So our, for cloud integration, this will be the option build integration scenarios. So as I mentioned, when we want to develop an iFlow, we need to create a package, and after that, we need to create an iFlow. So iFlow is basically a graphical model that defines how data moves between the systems. Can design the iFlows using this web-based editor. This is web-based editor where we can simply drag and drop the existing palette functions. In CI, we use a Groovy script. The two, if the requirement, if we can't send the message to target using the existing palette functions, in that case, we use Groovy script. So in most of the requirements, 70 to 80% we use existing palette functions. We use Groovy script only if we can't handle the requirement, we can't post the message to target system using the existing palette functions. In that case only we use Groovy script. I have to write the code. The Groovy script is something like a Java. Now everyone are using AI tools to generate the Groovy script code, so that is easy one. We no need to bother that. We can use a UI, I mean AI to generate the Groovy script codes. Okay. Mainly, we should understand the requirement, business requirement, how we want to transform the message. That is important. And if you see message mapping, this is the main important one. Let me zoom in. So this is customer information. This is source side, and this is the target side. If you say sender system sends this message, this is an XST format. Let's say one customer ID, one first name, one last name, one email ID, customer information. This is target side, client information. Because their field names are different. Source system mention the field names as customer ID, and target system they mention it as a client ID. Because as there are different systems, they will put their naming conventions in their own way. So in that case, if sender system sends this customer information directly to target, they don't understand what is this customer ID, first name, because in their target system, they defined it as a given name or family name like that. So they can't understand the source data. So in that case, we come into the picture to transform this source message into target message. This is basically structure. The values, for example, customer ID 123, we are passing that to the client ID 123. The value won't change, but the field name will change. Instead of customer ID, we use a client ID 123. For example, ABC is the first name from source and we pass the same ABC value to the target with the field name as given name because they have a different field names. That's why we use this message mapping to transform the source message into target message and pass it to the receiver system. So we use this especially for transformation. Transformation can be anything like XML to J conversion, file format to XML, CSV to XML. Can be any transformation. Convert data from one format to another. Align data fields between source and target. You can create mappings using a graphical drag and drop. We can simply drag and drop the message mapping palette function in it within the diagram, that iFlow. And we can add the schema. Schemas means basically business from source and target. We source system team and target system team will provide the schemas. They will only provide. We can simply upload those files in the left hand and right hand. Left hand is source and right hand is target. We can simply upload the given files. Even we don't need to do any conversions. We can also do, but basically they will provide the file schemas so that we can simply import. Internally, it has multiple functions. In this demo, I am not covering that. Just adapters. Adapters in CPI is basically connectors. For example, if sender system wants to connect to CI, we need this adapter. For example, yeah, if you see in this image, we can HTTPS is an adapter. Like if they want to connect to CI, we use this adapter HTTPS. Let's say just uh, sender to start, it will show an options like multiple adapters. We can click on HTTPS. In HTTPS, we can provide a address, and once it will generate a URL or API, we can call it as. We can share that API to sender system. They will trigger data to that API. So in that way, we will get the data. in the same way, if we want to connect, if we want to post the data to target, just connect sender to receiver, something like sender. There is also a receiver. Using HTTPS, we can simply provide an address given by the target team, because when we want to send a data to target system, we need address, we need credentials, we need a method. If we are posting, it's a post method. We need all these details to post the data. So we need to ask those details to the target team. Our target team will share those information, and we can simply provide that API URL credentials within the adapter configuration. In that way, we can connect the two systems using adapters or connectors, we can say. There are multiple connectors, but mostly we use HTTPS to connect to the different systems. This is API management, but this is a different one. We use API management for creating the APIs. This is a different topic. Mostly, yes, in some projects they use API management to creating the APIs. Mostly, if the third-party application wants to connect to SAP system, or if they want to get any data, sales orders or purchase order information from backend, the call is coming from cloud directly to SAP system, it won't allow. So we use this API management as a middleware so that third-party application will utilize this API. This is the URL we created, and internally it redirects to the SAP. But this is a different concept. The important things are this CI adapters, message mapping, developing this iFlows, integration suite, BTP. Yeah, just a basic things. Okay, that's it. Basic overview on why we use CI and the current market demand. Right now, many PIPO projects are there. In many of companies are still using PIPO. They are still wanted to migrate to CI, and especially for ABAPers, it will be an add-on, I would say. ABAP itself is it's high demand. But if we also puts the CI in our resume, then it will get more interview calls, and it's easy for us.